I just, okay, so
Do
here it
you
is.
want me
I'm
to
just going to
start
get
about
to
what
it.
I heard, or do you want to go?
Let me tell
Okay,
let
go
me
ahead.
tell this story, and then
All
I
right.
think that that'll lead into Squall and Shay, how it can or cannot be confirmed. Because here's the deal, I've also been leery to come out and tell these stories because I didn't want to play the recordings from Andy, because I didn't want Jodisue and her manipulative ass to take the recordings to court and say, look at what he's saying online. You know what I mean?
She has no power to do anything like that legal. I mean,
What
look what she
I
said.
mean, but anyway, so this story is something that he had told me, and it's a big deal. And finally, today when I heard you talking about it, Shay, and I talked to Squall, it seems that a local has confirmed it. So I'm going to tell it. So here it goes. So Andy told me the story of how Jodisue's shed or cabin came to be. So as we all know, Jody, God, I need to not her name. I don't know what to call her. We need to come up with
Ben Hill
not
Hurd.
this. Yeah. What'd you call her?
Ben Hill Hurd.
Ben Hill or Holler Bunny. I'm going to start calling her
Holler
Holler
bunny
Bunny.
works. Holler
Yeah.
bunny works.
Okay. So Holler Bunny had her cancer treatment, and I'll let you guys know. I am a 2-time cancer survivor, so I understand what it's like to go through cancer. I get it, and I want people to know that I'm not a nasty person, although it does sound that way from, me sharing this story, but I'm really not. But anyway, she'd gone through her cancer treatment. As part of her cancer treatment, she had radiation, and it's not external radiation. Like, some people go and they get radiation, and what that external radiation is when you go and they focus a radiation beam at something in your body and they try to kill the cells. Well, she had internal radiation, and that's where you swallow these radioactive capsules, and it works from the inside. And as a result, you're carrying around, you're radioactive because you now have radiation that's live and hasn't broken down yet in you. So when you have that, you can't be around within so many feet of people. You have to limit your exposure to them. And when you first get this treatment, you sign a consent. And the consent ensures that the patient knows, number one, the treatment that is being recommended, right? So the radiation. Number two, it makes sure that you know the possible outcomes, good and bad. Like, we are doing this because we wanted to treat your cancer, but the bad is that it could cause these side effects or what have you. Also, part of that is with chemotherapy and internal radiation, when you take the pill, that you have to, as part of that consent, you have to acknowledge that you understand the danger that your treatment can pose to other people, and that you've been educated on how to minimize that risk for damage. So with internal radiation, when you're swallowing those radiation capsules, you can't be around people for extended periods of time because you're exposing them to radiation. We can all have a little bit of radiation exposure and still be okay and not have bad outcomes. We get radiation every day just from the sun. Shay, if you flew, you were exposed to radiation on the airplane. We get
Yeah.
radiation all the time. But once it reaches a certain level, it becomes a critical level, and that's when it starts to do damage to your tissue. And that's why you have to limit exposure. Well, Andy woke up one morning and realized that he had like these red looking like blisters on his penis. This is very personal. So I hope that people don't get nasty and,
Trigger
just,
warning.
yes.
Yeah.
Trigger warning. Major
And
trigger warning.
yeah,
Mhm.
trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. This whole thing's a trigger warning. I should just name my channel Trigger Warning. Okay. So he was very concerned, obviously, and he had Jodisue's sister or somebody is a nurse, and so he didn't send a picture. He wasn't sending dick pics, but of the skin. You had to know how.
Not today, motherfuckers. Not today. Wrong. Let me tell you what Andy fucking did. But we'll get to that. According to this bitch here who's suddenly a medical expert and knows exactly what was happening in the bedroom with Andy and the several times he'd been through catching shit. No.
Too.
Yeah.
But then, she when she was making her YouTube rounds, as time went on and progressed and this and that, I was the moderator for Doug over there in No Thanks. And she absolutely, this was, been a few months ago, guys, was defending him to the T and said, she was getting upset. She was saying, I don't care what kind of monster he is. I have to defend him. I have to do this. I have to do. She was
I remember that.
that he had
whenever the Andy came out from Chris McDonough's live.
Is that when she? That's when she says, "Oh, they would aggravate him for a gram of weed till that's
a
all
gram of weed." Yeah, right.
Yeah,
who sells a gram of weed? Come on.
And that's
well, he does because he grows it. Sorry, I'm going to put that out there. He grows marijuana.
Well,
that's okay. I mean, that's
usually not sold in grams, though.
Well, when they would scratch up money, and like she would only have like $10 on her, so she'd call and ask for $10 worth of weed. So she wasn't calling and asking for a gram.
That's why she didn't want nobody on
that. I'm just saying that's what she said.
Yeah. But Andy said that he stopped kind of dealing with the
I got it.
It's sweet though.
Gabba Geeks just said Fizzle looking at her saying that about her son right now.
Wow.
What is it?
What about
because when in Discord you can search keywords to pull up that exact.
Yeah, she said. What did she say exactly to Chris McDonough, Scott?
Squall knows she can explain the.
Well, he just. Yeah, go ahead, Squall.
At the beginning of it, I remember at the very beginning when they introduced her to Chris and gave her the floor to talk to Chris, she says, "Before I get started, I just have one question. And it was something, not word for word, but what is the probability of a peeping Tom taking a child, snatching a child, or doing
I remember
devious acts and stuff like that?"
Well, the reason I asked that is because it wasn't till all the way at November 10th that she comes out with Dawn being the peeping Tom. So October 16th.
Yep.
That's enough.
Food at a gas station in February. He was asking how to get a bus ticket because Jodisue kicked him out. February with no coat and Crocs, short sleeves.
What?
Well,
wow.
Whoever was messaging as Damien was sending those big red hearts, and then Jodisue's messages had the red hearts. And like I'm even going as far and saying, because did you catch that last message? This is Damien, Jodisue's son. At the end, remember?
Well, I do remember. I remember a time in Discord where she was talking about having problems with Damien. She was saying that the rub off is real, meaning Andy's behaviors going on to her.
So wait a minute. I'm
going to turn him into an abuser too.
I'm going to interject because. Okay, now just look at it from her children's perspective. She talks about her monster all the time, and then she's going to compare her son to him after saying, that's awful. That does really bad.
Dick was so fucked up it wouldn't even come out. Okay? Far more wrong with it than something like a blister. the motherfucker wouldn't even come the fuck out, and he was pissing on himself and shit because he couldn't even get it. During the time of my radiation, he was absolutely sexually assaulting me. He knew he shouldn't have been around me, and when I'm sick, though, that's his favorite fucking moments, to push himself on me. Always has been after surgeries, even internal female surgeries. Something he has done, he has drugged me in them fucking hallways trying to rape me in front of his parents and all kinds of shit. It's what the fuck he does, man. The sicker I am, the more he enjoys it. But do carry on and let us know what's wrong with his dick.
He said that he was erect, when he woke up. And he said, now that's not like crazy because that happens to men sometimes. Yeah. He said, but in his, how like between awake and sleep, how it's kind of like you don't know if you're dreaming or not. And he could have sworn that she was messing with him. And then when he woke up, she was awake. But he was like, what were you doing? And she was like, oh, no, I just woke up when you woke up. Like, she acted like she wasn't doing anything, but she just happened to be awake right there. And then this was happening around the time of whatever happened with this, the penis story where he had a blister. And I said, she was messing with you. And he said he still doesn't know to this day if creepy. She was or
that's right.
It's really creepy.
I mean, and there's more stories, but I can't tell these stories because it will dox the different men that she has raped.
What?
Well, I mean, if she did that to Andy, that's what it's called. That's why.
Well, that is.
I'll be honest with you. When I first heard what was told there about that, when I got knocked off, it's because I got upset and I knocked myself off accidentally.
Oh.
My name's Bennett and I ain't in it. I don't know nothing about it.
Apparently you don't. And Piper, he didn't send any such pictures to anyone. You're a fucking lying bitch, or he's lying to you like, well, like fucking abusers do. But do carry on and tell us about my sexual assaults and how things went down and what his dick looks like and what was really wrong with it and when it really began. Let's carry on here. Not terrible when motherfuckers cheating on you, sexually assaulting you, abusing you, beating the fuck out of you, terrorizing and harming your children, mentally, emotionally, and otherwise. No, it's not. And to know I had no immune system to protect myself with while he was fucking somebody else that was gross as shit that he brought shit home from. While I was going through cancer treatments and while I had no immune system. Oh, yeah. Poor abuser, though. Poor fucking abuser. But let's do carry on if you want to.
That was fair.
No, they really didn't. But do carry on because you were apparently there and whatever.
You probably have seen a few ghosts because these hills has eyes,
That's yeah.
Andy, we're all connected.
The ghost of her past.
I'm curious why this man.
We're all connected, baby.
Oh my God! Look at the nasty that she's posting. Let me share my screen. Oh my gosh, she is mad. She's nasty. Let me share.
What is it? What's she posting?
Here, let me share.
Oh my God, my computer's dying.
Look at her video. ABCDFU and Andy Bernard and his air mattress, Becca.
Yeah.
What?
Well, I think air mattress Becca's pretty hot.
Yeah, that's what Scott,
air
what was that one?
Becca makes Sandy a happy man.
Air mattress Becca sleeps on a feather bed.
She had one live. It said something about your casserole sucked. I said, well, here's some more of that proof.
They have to devalue people. They have to. It's
well, I mean,
part of them.
Well, they feed off of that, Piper. They have to feed.
I'd like to find out why Jodisue kicked her son out, and he was at a gas station for
that is
to have to buy him food, and why he was asking for a bus ticket. Where was the kid trying to escape to away from his mama?
Yeah, where was he going there, Jodisue?
Because a bus ticket would mean fear, in my opinion. I mean, all
She's
of his
madder than
family
a wet
here.
chicken. Hey, are you streaming? Are you watching me stream? Hey, she is madder than
Oh
a
my
wet
lord.
hen. She's madder than a wet hen.
Yeah,
Bye. Bye,
Look at
Hollow
that.
Bunny.
Which is obviously a fucking lie. We all know this. At that time, it was not active at that time. No, but do carry on. Monstrous. She's doing something like it. She knows better. It's monstrous. First time.
Yep.
Because I'd be afraid she would take his money.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
that's what I
definitely.
meant. Yeah, for sure, Squall. You're right.
Do you remember when? So she was accusing us of following her and all that. I went on Tiffany Marie and tried to make amends with her, and that's when she told me that when I asked her what the scream sounded like, she said it was more of a shape, and I said, "Excuse me,
Yeah,
excuse
a
me."
shape.
So
The hell?
A
Yeah,
scream was a shape, and
I just left. I just said, just lost for words.
Somebody said that Jodisue's probably pilled out. Well,
A
I will say
caution
this.
symbol.
I as things come up, I'm remember them. I'm gonna just say them here. But Andy, one of the time, remember I told you he doesn't call me he doesn't talk unless he really has something to say. And he said, I've just wondered, I don't know, but I've just wondered if she's on something, because he said that when, I said, well, you would know, right? And he said, well, I do know, like, she had stuff prescribed to her during her and he was kind of like him hawing around.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, does she act like it? And he said, well, yeah, that's why I
Well,
said it.
Then why
Poppy,
you
honey, one of the signs
on
that
the stick. Unmute yourself, honey. I think you're muted.
Yeah,
one of the signs of meth use is paranoia, anger, and you never sleep.
Absolutely.
I mean, come on.
None of this happened. None of this happened, dude. None of this happened. And the dude has another fucking disease he brought in from fucking prostitutes and shit in parking lots, okay? So you just carry on telling us about my poor fucking abuser and rapist's fucking dick and how I'm responsible, okay? He didn't have an idea, dude, and I have receipts and messages to prove he absolutely knew he was not to be near me. This is why the cabin was being dropped. These motherfuckers need to quit lying for somebody that very much abused the fuck out of him. Yeah, he was real concerned about the children he mentally, emotionally, and physically abused, yes. So goddamn concerned. The ones he's not paid a fucking dime of child support for, but has taken money from during this period, yes.
That's what I'm going to pals. I'll see y'all later. I don't know. I wish I knew. I'd never heard of that Squall. When was that?
I am not sure when it was. I've heard people talking about it, and I do remember seeing some kind of a clip of her saying something along that about somebody. I can't remember. It was.
Oh, that's probably been dirty.
I don't want to
deleted.
say any names. I was thinking it was like the word "papa" was used, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. I want to make sure before I turn that in.
Right.
Wow.
Well, the same person that sent those, that sent that $800, that stuff about the $800 and all that, she said that what made her the mask, what made her speak out about this is because Jodisue the following day made a video pretty much calling her, saying that she was scamming her, stealing out of their bank accounts. And that woman, she went so far, she said, "You're lucky you sent it to me," because she went into her bank, verified it, and went and sent it back through PayPal to protect herself. And I didn't blame her either, but one of the comments that was left was, what was it they said that Damien supposedly said, allegedly Damien said, "I'm just glad they didn't go buy a Gucci bag with it or something."
She said be glad it was me that you sent it to and not some other woman or something. And he said, yeah, they probably would have went and bought a new Gucci bag.
I was
And
like,
she said, I'm not the Gucci bag type or something
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And
What
Pixie
19-year-old boy thinks oops, I
Right.
sent $800 to this woman. She's going
I'll
to go
tell
buy a
you.
Gucci bag. It's something that I want to inform people,
Okay.
and I got permission from this woman. One of Frank Lott's victims, her name is Barb.
Mm.
Oh,
And I thought when she changed her cat's name from Barb to Mike, I thought she was referring to someone else, but Barb has a son named Mike.
Yep.
Okay, that's effed up.
It's sick.
Wait,
Wow.
wait, could
And
you?
Barb has never spoken publicly.
Yeah, I was lost.
Form of an
Wait,
underhanded
I'm a little
intimidation.
lost.
I am too.
Me too.
Yeah.
The cat that she has, that's named Mike. Before she named it Mike, they were calling that cat Barb.
They were calling it Bart.
Yes.
Oh.
I thought the
And
cat
Barb
name was Pickle.
is one of the young women that reached out to me and told me about an encounter that she had with Frank.
Now, this is not.
Oh.
It
I
was.
This is
asked-
not.
It
I
was.
have
Listen to that. So she wouldn't be exposing him, his children, and his parents to the radiation. His parents didn't live with us, dude. Exhibit A of a goddamn lying piece of shit. Is this bitch serious right now? Hell no. I don't know that any of this is true. It's for entertainment fucking purposes.
What?
So I
Wait,
asked Andy if Jodisue and Frank Light were buddies. Like I had heard that they'd been hanging out at a bar in the area together.
Oh,
them
wow.
two.
That
Yeah,
was
the Hog
years
Wild
ago.
Saloon.
That's old news.
Hog
Yeah.
Wild is now shut down. It's been shut
Yep.
down for quite a
It
few
burned down
years.
first, didn't it?
Yeah.
No, they tore it down because that guy got shot up there, so they
That's
tore
true.
it down.
That's true. That's right.
Demolition.
Y'all
Oh, it's a
don't
burned.
forget about Randy Hass either.
Oh
He's-
yeah, Randy has used your internet.
That's another one.
Yeah.
He's
She
RSO.
defended that. She said, "Well, that was out of her control." If y'all
He's
remember
former law
way back.
enforcement. He
Mm-hmm.
got
He
his
got
charges while on duty protecting like a Boy Scout group.
Yep.
What?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
If you don't know about him,
Brother
y'all need to really look into that.
Yeah, Google him up.
Yeah, you can read his whole court.
It was Andy's parents' internet, so you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
what I found out though, she asked Benny knows a lot about this too, and this is where he filled me in that. So there was something to do with the laptop that had the. Okay, Jodisue was allegedly in possession of the laptop that had the images on it that Randy Hass got in trouble for.
Yeah.
So that was what he'll have to get him. Now I can't quote him for sure, but that's what he said, and he found out from it was credible. I stand behind that one. That's when he told me about that. That's really what got me digging in on this guy. And when you look, it's graphic.
Oh, it is.
And they all look. I'm gonna say this, so trigger warning right now. Him and Frank Light, they both have their images were of like kind of brutality.
Yeah.
Woman.
Wow.
Yeah.
Against children.
Against
Yes.
children, male. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's who Jodisue stands behind. That's who Jodisue likes to intimidate
Oh.
people with.
And her
It's
team
him.
over there. Her team over
Yeah,
there
and
is telling
yeah.
everybody I'm Nick Sherfy.
Huh?
That my real name is Nick Sherfy, which would be
Are you
I do trust them that she was the day that Summer went missing. She was like stalking the end of their driveway, waiting for them to get back to see what kind of medication Grandis got from the hospital that day. Because
Oh.
yeah,
I've heard this before.
Okay,
Yeah.
somebody messaged me a while ago and said Jodisue said Andy took her pain pills and sold them. Talking about the ones that she was getting from the cancer.
oh, see, she said that, or
She
Jodisue said that.
Jody
She's
Sue
setting it
said,
up.
Twisting around.
Yeah, she's trying to work in
No,
advance.
she
She's
did
already
it.
trying to
Oh
work
my
in
God,
advance and
dude.
head things off. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
no.
been seeing some
She
stuff.
sold
People,
something to
I've been
them.
seeing that stuff
she's
too.
threatening me with Frank right now, is what I was messaged.
Yes, no.
Why is she reacting this strongly over this information coming out?
Because summer passed because of medication she sold to them. That's
Well, she
Oh
could.
my
She
God.
both.
Stop calling. And you know what? Here's fucking truth. You can fuck right off.
See, okay, from the very beginning, like another thing I know for I can't say for fact to anything, but from a source I really trust, is that the boys, they would call it her cancer pills, that she was selling, Jodisue was selling her cancer pills to Candace.
Oh
and
my God.
And also, Grandis would promise Jodisue to get her back, like, so that she would try to get Jodisue to front her pills. I don't know if they were for Candace or Grandis, and and Grandis was just promising to give her back pills of her own that she would get from a doctor, a pain clinic up north, like in Wisconsin or Illinois. She would tell Jodisue, that's where I get the good stuff, is my pain doctor, and it's like Wisconsin or Illinois. And
Yeah,
so she kept, and so when they went to the doctor that day, or to the hospital, Jodisue was really disappointed because it was hydrocodone. It wasn't anything like real good.
See, that's from a whole other different place besides Ziggy's and this side.
This is why she's over there freaking her shit
this
out
is
right
my
now.
theory.
And maybe, guys, this is why her and possibly Candace and Dawn, they all know if something like this is going on, then they all got to keep their mouth shut.
Yes.
And then look at those messages.
This is a possible theory.
Look at those messages. At what time?
And that would explain why Andy was so, like, why he even said to me, oh my God.
I know, it all makes sense. The only thing that doesn't
Andy said that Jodisue is the one who sells to Candace. That's what he told me.
Well, that would make sense because this would be her mentor.
He said he hasn't sold to Candace and Dawn for years. He said Jodisue, like, she's the one who deals with them. Because I asked
being
him,
the control freak she is, I guarantee it.
They buy from you. He said that I don't know what,
Well, I was told that the pills, she was selling the pills and he was selling the meth. At one time, that she would sell the speed to Dawn, and then she was selling the pills. But I think that it makes sense why she's acting so sus. I thought, oh well, she's just worried about some drug activity coming out. That's why I gave her the benefit of the doubt for a while.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
But think about it, guys. I mean, it's like, okay, you never hear we've heard Candace a couple times, Smalley, but you never really hear Dawn and Candace say anything against them.
Against her, even though she's been so.
Well, see, she wasn't in the beginning. She absolutely took up for both of them.
I hope if there's a hell, each and every one of you all rot in it. I'm not much for karma, but I hope it finds all of you quickly and swiftly. And I hope it fucking chokes you. I hope it is all of you one of these days. May you know the fucking terror and pain and the bullshit. May it be you that's not believed next.
Well, see, she wasn't in the beginning. She absolutely took up for both of them until some other things come out about Dawn, about his sisters, if you all remember. She was all for Dawn and Candace being innocent, because she was already too busy pointing fingers at the tree trimmers and at Jackie Dobbs, and something strange going to happen on Beach Creek even before Summer went missing. That's kind of weird too.
I want to address.
But then when that stuff came out about the sisters, and everybody was realizing about Dawn,
I want to address
then
something that
that's when she came to thing.
Lady
Go
R
ahead.
has there, if Jodisue is a victim of DV, she wouldn't threaten a survivor with their abuser. You know, I have known about everything that Piper has put out today because Piper told me about it 6 months ago. And I have not once came live and said anything about that
About her. Yep.
About her abuser and attack her.
And you could have.
Oh yes, I could have. I could have, but I didn't. And
Well,
I have been threatened since Jodisue left my panel. I have been told she has been after me, accusing me of lying about Frank, telling everybody that I'm lying about my incident with Frank. And I'm telling you right now, I wish to God I was, because I would not wish these nightmares that I have been having since Summer went missing on any fucking one. Not even Jodisue. I would not wish for anyone to have these nightmares.
Well, Squall, honey, she's not to come forward too, and I want you to know that you got a lot of people behind you.
How does she know their names?
Oh, I don't know. Well, she must know something about it then. I don't know. I mean, how would she?
Frank told her.
That's kind of freaky. Are you talking about what she named her cats?
Frank has told her who his victims
Exactly right. He's had to tell her.
Either told her or showed her.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've wondered who all has seen those videos that he got caught with. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, if they were underage children and they was looking at those videos,
right?
Then they're
exactly. I just
guilty
wondered
as
if Jodie's son saw him.
Who knows?
Because when Scott and Cam were talking about some of his posts, that was the first thing that came to mind. Because I was like, well, where does a kid his age, because he was younger at that time. Where does a kid his age get like this train of thought? You know what I mean? And I was thinking of, well, who's his family? Frank Light, Fred Hill.
Well, here's another thing that we have to look at too. Remember, when Jodisue was talking about Andy, and I can't find that clip, Squall's looking for one and I'm looking for one. But Jodisue started talking about how Andy's proclivity for his porn was getting younger and younger in age.
Yep.
Now, is that true? I don't know. But if that was, and you're asking the question, where would a child like her son be looking at that stuff?
Yeah.
Well,
exactly.
That might be where the answer is.
Does not associate much with her sister because the way that Jodisue is, her sister doesn't. I mean, this is alleged.
Well, but that makes sense.
What I was
though.
told, but she does not associate with Jodisue because Jodisue's all drama.
And I don't know Jodisue's diagnoses or any of that, but if what Andy said is correct, and she did get diagnosed a long time ago with a serious mental health problem, and she's not treating it, she's not taking her meds for it, which goes with her MO. She said she didn't take her thyroid meds and all that. Correct. That's being prescribed for her cancer, So if I you know where I'm going. It just makes sense. It jives.
Jodisue lied for years and years and years about having leukemia, and then she finally did get cancer, and her family did not believe her until they would not believe her until they saw the paperwork.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's really sad.
Yeah, it is.
But she would tell people that, she was dying from leukemia and nothing was wrong with her.
A local apparently went to the doctor with him. No locals went to the doctor with him but me, lady. And Scotch, I heard you over there talking about how you all are always fucking wrong about the basement, wrong about this, wrong about that, wrong about... And Jodisue just knows everything. Well, y'all fucking wrong again. Just running your goddamn mouths without fucking receipts. Squall's still there trying to cover her ass, and she just came about videos I've deleted, and no bitch, you stole them on my Facebook, be honest. be fucking honest for once. You lying gal. You might also want to be honest about that story you stole from another woman that doesn't even belong on Frank, by the way, but that you're trying to use for some reason to target him. And I can't figure out why, because the story you've taken there, that also TT took from you, doesn't belong to either of you. And it doesn't even belong to Frank. I've had enough. Tell the world why you're targeting Frank, because it damn sure ain't because that story's yours, and it ain't TT's. Why are you targeting Frank? I don't know, man. But that's something I've known all along. So who was it exactly wandering around on the camera up there behind Candace? Better squirrel, because you know and I know. So what were you doing there?
Say, Piper, I'll say just like I always say on my streams. All I did was point you in the direction.
Yep.
Now go and research yourself and see if you find what I found.
Only reason I say tread lightly is I don't want somebody getting killed over this.
Right, I understand.
Scott, I really want to share what I want you to share. What do you guys think? I mean, do you think somebody could get killed over that information, Scott, that you're about to talk about?
No, do you think 5-year-old missing kids could get gone because of that information?
Oh, okay. Go on. I was just concerned. Andy and I had talked about this, and I was concerned for his safety. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, about that.
I understand. I mean, I'm sure Scott.
Yeah, he didn't say that he marked on anybody, but I asked him, and
I didn't see any charges against Andy. That's weird, though.
And if you look at the people that were charged, there are some Bernards and
yes, yep.
Yeah. So, but go ahead, Scott. It's out there. We all, you already started saying it, and I cut you off, so now it might look worse than what it really is. So, go ahead.
Penny says I was about to finish Scott's sentence, laughing my ass off till Piper stopped him. Because when Penny and I were working together in True Commentary, this is how long we've known this stuff. Way back. Way back. And that was part of the reason that I put out that article way back about that big drug bust. Because if you start looking at dates and looking at sentences and looking at what Schedule 2 drugs are and looking at what drugs were involved in that 32-person sting, and then you look at the sentences that were levied out against the rest of them, and then you start looking at all the names of the people who were sentenced, and then you look at the names of those or the people that got very minimal sentences in that same time period for the same type of drugs who are known associates with the same people, then you have to ask yourself, why did they get such short sentences? Well, most people know you snitch. Most people also know in the drug community, snitches aren't regarded very highly.
Nope. And I'll also say I did a video, and I think it was titled, like, "Is Don Wells a federal informant?" I'll just drop that little piece of information there.
Oh, yes.
And I'll also say I did a video, and I think it was titled, like, "Is Don Wells a federal informant?" I'll just drop that little piece of information there.
Oh, yes. Oh, good point. Look him up on the federal. I did that in my life, too.
Yeah, and
he comes up, and it's like,
and
why?
He doesn't have any federal charges,
right?
But he has a federal ID number, and there's only one way you can get that. And so I wondered if the Wells
that was like a fake website. I thought that was
no, mine is not. I looked it up directly. And then when somebody said it was a fake website, I went and did it again a different way and went directly to the GOV site. It's right there. It's at .gov. But anyway, but I wondered if Candace and Don were somehow wrapped up in that and they didn't get charges because they were just buyers.
Well,
and they ended up being informants.
one certainly has to wonder, don't they?
Well, I can say that most of the time that the ones that traffic it, sell it, gets more time and gets in more trouble than just the people that buys it. It's the one that sells it gets in more trouble.
Stargazer said
Yes.
in chat here, Squall Jodisue is threatening. Jodisue threatening with someone more dangerous than Frank that you both know because you took that story out.
Only person I know would be Fred. And I asked Debbie about Fred too. There's so many things that I need to talk about, and I cannot get it all into this video.
Even if for the record, who is she threatening me with? I would like to know.
I'm curious too because.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Well, every time y'all need to screenshot that, because let me tell you what, every recording screenshot that, because that is considered terroristic threatening. Keep records of that. Anytime that you get any kind of threat, underhanded or blunt and otherwise, keep a record of it. We'd hate for another script to happen.
I remember when you guys did that.
Yeah, there's this cat named Gary Marcos. He ran a chop shop in Rogersville. That chop shop had a raid on it, and they found guns, heroin, money, and allegedly Don was the one that snitched on that, because the lady, there was something about, I would have to go back and look at the article again, but there was something about a lady, her son lived in like an apartment beside of that garage or something, and they were all the time stealing stuff, like stealing his battery and stuff like that out of his car. And apparently Don was going to visit something. I would have to go back and look at the story there, but allegedly Don was the one that ratted out that drug bust. So, and then Penny went on and found some more associations between people in Gary Marcos. He recently got busted again out in Arkansas or somewhere like that, and he definitely hasn't cleaned his act up for sure.
Where Don and Candace met. So, and
somewhere like that again. Like I said, this was stuff that we put out a long time ago, but the ties, the names, the associations, the location, the drug running. Don himself admitted that, he used to run cocaine out of Mexico.
Yeah.
Okay, Piper, look in private chat.
Chicken on a stick.
Doing there. Who were you making them think you were? I'm done with you and I'm calling you the fuck out. That story, that very real crime belongs to another woman and a very, very dangerous motherfucker that we all know. And it damn well ain't Frank. So why'd you take that story over, Squirrel? And why are you targeting Frank with it? Love Benz, I'm not defending him at all in any way as far as Echo goes. I'm just saying that somebody else is taking the story that belongs to another woman that is not what Echo did and putting it on Echo for some reason. that particular story belongs to another woman a long time before FL knew that shit. A long time before. And that story, and that incident belonged to a dude that is not registered. That is one of the most dangerous fucking individuals I've ever met in my life. And that's this. But I'm no way taking it for FL at all. Yeah, y'all wonder how Jose ended up dead in a morgue this week, huh?
And
I've seen
Moonshine
her
Girl
on
said,
several channels.
I did drop that video of Jodisue talking like about a suicide pill, so she knows how to make a suicide pill. You know, what other kind of pills does she know how to make?
that's scary. If you know how to
Where's
make a
that
suicide pill, you know how to make a murder pill.
at? Where's
Ask
that at?
Lori Vallow.
Well, yeah, really. Scroll, where's that one at? The suicide pill.
Oh, it's June the 12th, I think.
Okay, I'll just go back and listen
12th,
to it.
June 12th, part 2. She's
Okay.
talking about some kind of a suicide pill. And that's on my throwaway channel or at the very end of the pre-June 15th ones.
Okay. Did you say June 12th?
Yes, if I'm not mistaken, that's the date on it.
All right. Yeah, I mean, it's like you have to go back and listen again and again, just like with the video of where she's stating that the dog stopped her feet.
I'm going to try to play this video. Can you guys tell me? I'm going to mute myself, but I think the video will play. So I just want, if y'all don't mind, just let me know if you can hear it, okay?
Okay.
All right. Gosh, wait, is she talking? Oh.
Can't believe we're reaching the year mark. But every day is like the same day, so it feels so weird. I can't describe it. I feel like not even a quarter mile would have made a world of difference. And I'm heartbroken that I'm not reaching the 8-year mark. But I still have faith in the feds and law enforcement.
Could you hear it even? It's so low, I can't even hear it.
I turned my laptop all the way up.
I've got my
Yeah,
headphones
I barely
on,
heard it.
and she said, I feel like not even a quarter of a mile would have made a difference.
Okay, let me play it one more time so we can concentrate on it. Hold on, let me hit play again. Did I have any echoes or anything?
Yeah, can you turn it up on your end, Popper?
Well, it's all the way up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. So the audio, like when I'm listening to you guys, is normal, but the video itself, Squall, is the video itself, is the volume real low?
Yes.
Okay. So there's
that's the way she goes.
Yeah. Okay. Then let me play it again, y'all. It's as loud as it'll go.
And can't believe we're reaching the year mark. But every day is like the same day, so it feels so weird. I can't describe it. I feel like not even a quarter mile would have made a world of difference. And I'm heartbroken that I'm not reaching the 8-year mark. But I still have faith in the feds and law enforcement.
Okay, so what is it that she's?